morning. Today we'll discuss the topic non-cooperation movement, which was launched by Mahatma Gandhi in India in the early 1920s. Mahatma Gandhi, as a leader, always believed in launching a broad-based mass movement involving different sections of the society and bringing them on a common platform, on a single platform to achieve a common goal, that was Swaraj. While the Rowlatt Satyagraha, which was launched by him in 1919, was a broad-based movement, but it was confined mainly to the towns and cities. Let's not forget that in those days, more than 90% of the people lived in the villages. So Mahatma Gandhi wanted to launch a movement which would involve even the rural sections of the society. And non-cooperation became a movement precisely to include both the rural as well as the urban sections of the society. In his book Hind Swaraj, 1909, Mahatma Gandhi had stated that the British government in India was established with the support, with the help of the Indians, and it was functioning with the willing cooperation of the people of India. So if the Indians would withdraw the support, if the Indians would stop cooperating with the British government, the administration would become paralyzed. The British government would collapse in a year, and the British would be forced to give Swaraj to the people of India. So he basically believed that a movement should be launched through which the Indians would step by step withdraw every kind of support and cooperation which helped the British in ruling India. The question was how to launch such a movement. According to Mahatma Gandhi, the non-cooperation movement would unfold in stages. It would begin with the surrender of titles, with the returning of awards, which was given by the British government to the Indians for their services rendered to the British government. This would be followed by the boycott of all the things, all the institutions related with the government. For example, the government courts, schools, colleges, courts, army, police, civil services, legislative councils, and also foreign goods. So the next stage would be stage of boycott. And closely associated with the stage of boycott would be the promotion of Swadeshi, or the promotion of indigenous goods. In place of government schools and colleges, there would be Indian schools and colleges. British courts would be replaced by Indian courts, and there would be promotion of khadi in place of the Manchester cotton cloths. Mahatma Gandhi also stated that if the British government would retaliate with force, then the next stage of non-cooperation would be the stage of complete civil disobedience campaign. So the whole program of non-cooperation movement was placed before the special session of the Congress in 1920 as well as the Nagpur session of the Congress 1920 December. There were a lot of deliberations and debates and discussions, and finally the non-cooperation movement was adopted. In January 1921, the non-cooperation was adopted for achieving three goals. The first was obviously the goal of Swaraj, the second was the Khilafat issue, and the third was providing justice to the people of Punjab following the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. In the towns and cities, The students and teachers boycotted their schools and colleges. Lawyers refused to go to the courts. There was boycott of foreign goods. Bonfires were set up. British goods, foreign goods were burnt. Liquor shops were picketed. Council elections were boycotted. And Khadi was promoted throughout the country. In the rural areas, there were a number of peasant movements, tribal movements, and also movement in the plantations. For example, the Abad Kisan movement in the United Provinces. The movement led by Alluri Sitarama Raju in the Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh. The movement of the plantation workers in the plantations in the tea gardens of Assam. The non-cooperation movement became a rallying point of involving the peasants, tribals, plantation workers, the industrial workers working in different industries, especially in the Maharashtra and Bengal region, as well as the middle class living in the towns and cities. This movement went on for over a year, and in February, on 5th of February 1922, there was the Chauri Chaura incident in which 22 policemen were burned down by a group of satyagrahis who attacked a police station, and following which Mahatma Gandhi decided to call off the movement because he never wanted the movement to turn into a violent movement. He never compromised on his policy of non-violence. And so, in February 1922, the non-cooperation movement came to an end. But this movement gave the people of India the first training in the Gandhian Satyagraha and prepared them for the next stage of the broad-based Gandhian movement, which is known as the civil disobedience movement. Thank you.